Joining me now for more on this subject is Robert Manning in Washington. He's a senior fellow over at the Atlantic Council. Robert, good to have you on the show. I understand that Congress is a co-equal branch of the U.S. government, and technically its leaders do not need to get approval from the executive branch. But if the reports are correct and the White House didn't want this trip to go through, why did Pelosi go through with it?
Well, I think that she's got a long history of being very big hawk on China for 30 years, really. And the question is not whether she had the right to go. The question is uh, whether it was the right decision at this time. And I think it's not clear to me who gains. Taiwan is already being hit, apart from the military pressure, with bans on exports, attacks, cyber attacks, bans from Weibo and WeChat, the major Chinese apps, and if we don't know where this is going, and the problem is the context. Uh, it's not unprecedented, certainly. Newt Gingrich went, but that was 25 years ago. And in a relationship that is as fraught and toxic as the U.S.-China relationship is at this time, the question was this necessary? Okay. There are endless flows of congressmen and former senior officials to Taiwan. So I just question whether there's a net benefit to anybody from this. And I think it's going to ratchet up tensions between the U.S. and China even worse. And it's almost like there's no adult supervision on either side.
Let me ask you a little bit more about that, about the net benefit. I mean, the visit is a sign of the U.S.'s unwavering commitment to supporting Taiwan and its democracy, but it is largely symbolic. I mean, the question is, does Taiwan become more secure as a result of this trip? I mean, aren't the repercussions a lot more than the potential rewards?
I don't think it strengthens security. I mean, it may make Taiwan feel less isolated, and that's one of the reasons they probably did not ask her to not come. But I think from the Beijing perspective, they've seen increasing pushing the envelope on part of the U.S. The White House says we still abide by the three communiques and the Taiwan Relations Act, but we keep escalating the presence of American officials, military training, military officials. And so from a Chinese perspective, it looks like we're hollowing out these are the foundational documents of the whole U.S.-China relationship. And maybe they're outdated, but that's an argument for renegotiating them, not for just each side taking actions.
Okay. Robert Manning from the Atlantic Council, thank you very much for joining us here on TRT. I do appreciate the analysis.